Last time I did a sort of experimental vinyl review column, did a dozen vinyl discs, and I thought I'd mix things up just a tad this time around and split the reviews between vinyl and CD. Different genres. Let's see what we got. Reissued as a 2 LP set from Virgin in a very nice gatefold. This is Simple Minds and Street Fighting Years. A bit of a lost classic, this one, and an album that was much derided when it initially appeared back in 1989 because it focused on social issues of the day. And good for Simple Minds, I say. I wish more artists would do the same today. Goodness knows there's plenty of material on offer. Offering top-notch songwriting, great arrangements, and a defiantly non-commercial presentation, this is a project to live with. Let it infuse your brain for best effect. A double album, as I say, it's in a gatefold. This one's pressed on black vinyl. It offers excellent mastering with low noise. I had to even up the gain on this one, just a tad. Always a good sign. Another double album, another gatefold. This one from Dustbowl Revival. Is it you? Is it me? This one is on the 30 Tigers label, providing an upbeat, relatively light delivery with a mobile orchestral backing. This Los Angeles combo totes a multi-genre presentation, some decent vocal harmonies, the odd highlight such as Get Rid of You, a very 70s track in its style. But my mind kept wandering to what I was going to eat that night, and if I needed to go to the shop to get a bottle of milk. Blandness infuses this LP package, folks. It's sincere, yes, they really do try, sure, but do I really care? No. Presented as a double album in a gatefold, as I say, this one includes a lyric insert. Mastering sounds a little bit digital in an edgy way, and is claustrophobic with a rolled off mid-range and rather clipped treble. A chili maybe, or possibly a curry. This is Canyons from Youngin Silver Fox from the Leisure label, pressed on black vinyl, offering a touch of early period Billy Joel and a little bit of late period Kool and the Gang, and a smattering of Jamiroquai and even the Doobies. This is a jolly happy, arm circling, dancing until you're dizzy and falling into a bed of daisies type of album. The band sound like they've all had a pay rise, a really good night's sleep, have just met their soulmate partner, and can't smile wide enough. This jazz funk light outing is light in tone, full of brass accents, backing harmony vocals, and hooks aplenty, while its mastering and pressing is a good one. This one's a grower. Now, Sail by Summer has Casual Heaven from the Apollon label. Hope I pronounced that correctly. This one is pressed on white vinyl. From the Norwegian pairing of William Hutt and Jens Christian, this electro-pop outing provides pleasantly inoffensive ditties. The Pet Shop Boys on Laudanum, in fact. The band would do very well in the next Eurovision Song Contest, or the previous one, or even the one before that. This is an album that you could take home to meet your mother, or your boss, or your probation officer, and each would smile approvingly. As I say, pressed on white vinyl, I was happy to hear a spacious and airy master here, with plenty of space for the music to roam. So, yay the mastering engineer then. On the Disco Ordination label, the Fantasy Orchestra presents The Bear and Other Stories, pressed on black vinyl, featuring a blend of pro musicians and members of the public. This community project combines efforts from, of all places, Paris and Bristol, and features quite extraordinary covers from the likes of Jimi Hendrix and Sun Ra. Offering a decent mastering, the sonic presentation is intriguing. There's an attractive harmonic chaos and appealing amateurish tone around the arrangement. A slightly avant orchestral backing, plus a sense of slightly twisted, easy listening vibes that form an attractive kind of Morricone presentation. The end result is unique, well, to my ears at least, and absolutely fascinating. Pretty shiny cover. This is Gush Rings For Us Lonely Souls on the Kick the Flame label, pressed on black vinyl. An LP of varying shades, all of them dark. There's a bucket of introspection on Gush Ring's third LP release, featuring an admirable master. Melancholia is dominant here, and it's accompanied by reverb-laden pianos, ghostly strings, well, you know the template, providing a slightly aha vocal presentation style, but presented under a grey sky. This is a sincere, heartfelt, and emotionally direct release that works around the message, and this guy has plenty to say. Chatty, that's Gus. On to CD now, and we have Chip Wickham and the album Blue to Red on the Love Monk label. Wickham, a UK jazz sax flautist, but also producer and composer, has released this third LP on the Madrid label. Wickham's work is soul inflected. He's also worked with Nightmares on Wax in the past, and you can see why. There's a relaxing, easy, sunshine glinting off the wing of a passing swallow type approach to his music that tells of deep summer. And yes, there's up-tempo outings on here too, but even they have a swinging, cool, finger-clicking aspect to their delivery. Mastering is a tad bright and compressed, with well-lit mids and knife-edged bass thwacks, but don't let that put you off. The music here is almost sensuous, with an intangible aesthetic, and it deserves attention. Next up is a box set from Matchbox called The Albums 1979 to 82. This is from the 70s label. Spanning a healthy 65 tracks, this clamshell box set features 4 albums from the well-known Rockabilly Revival band. Taken from the Magnet Records catalogue, the albums include their self-titled debut, which reached number 44 in the UK charts, 1980s Midnight Dynamos, that included the title track single, number 14 in the UK charts, plus the number 4 hit, When You Ask About Love. There's 8 bonus cuts here too. Flying Colours and 1982's Crossed Line complete the box's contents, along with a 20-page booklet. The mastering is a mite compressed with a highlighted mid-range, but the music is not aggressive. This is a fun set from a fun group who never took themselves too seriously. In fact, I was surprised to read in the booklet the band described themselves as a rockabilly version of Status Quo, which is quite revealing and honest. Another box set, this time from the HNE label. This box set is from Girl and it's called Wasted Youth. A quartet from London. They were a heavy rock band out of their time. They should have been a new wave of British heavy metal outfit, but they didn't fit. They were too late for glam and too soon for pretty boy hair metal. Hence the group lost their way in fame terms, but did produce some worthy music along the way and did very well in, surprise, Japan. Mastering here is pretty good. Neutrality is pushed close to the limit, but there's enough clarity and space here to open up the soundstage. The debut isn't here, but there is Wasted Youth from 1982, Killing Time from 1997, plus a host of live tracks, which will be ideal for the fans. So they include the 2001 release, live at the Marquee Club London 81, live in Tokyo, which was released this year, live at the Greyhound 1982, which comes from 2013, and live at the Birmingham Odeon 1982 and the Hammersmith Odeon 1982 as well. They are from 2013 and 2014 respectively. There's also a selection of bonus tracks. Underrated, there's plenty to like here about Girl. If you're into 80s British rock, check out this box set. You may be surprised. Next is some jazz from John Schofield on ECM. This one is called Swallowtails. Accompanying Scofield's guitar is Bill Stewart on drums and Steve Swallow on bass. This new release from the trio shows how well the guys work with each other. There's a real ease in how they approach their music. In fact, that's backed up by Schofield himself, who commented, and I quote, "We made this recording in one afternoon, with little forethought," end quote. They apparently didn't need much. They just started, got on with it, finished, and reached for a beer. Well, I guess. Job done. And rather lovely it sounds too, with an easy flow to the music. They're tight, yes, but there's no real effort in their delivery. All the ditties were penned by Swallow, incidentally. Next up is Renee Hall on the Jasmine label, My Kinda Rocking. This CD is subtitled The Unsung Rock and Roll Guitarist and Arranger 1950 to 1960. But Hall began his trade in jazz circles, working with the likes of Earl Hines, Andy Kirk and Ernie Fields, and then leading a sextet and recording for the likes of Decca, RCA and Jubilee. During the 50s, he then turned his attention to the emerging rock and roll genre that was becoming prominent. He would have an incredibly full career, being a sideman on a host of other people's hit records, and would eventually produce significant work alongside the likes of Dee Breath, Eddie Cochran, Bobby Darin, Sandy Nelson, Sam Cooke, Bobby Womack, The Impressions, Marvin Gaye and, well, a whole lot more. But this CD concentrates on a single decade, with the Hall name front and centre on the recordings. There's a distinct orchestral arrangement to Hall's rock and roll, but the man's own guitar style is quite delicious. He offers a natural and expressive technique combined with discipline and precision. He knows what to do, where he's going and how to get there, and he's not afraid to add a bit of dazzle along the way. Underrated this man certainly is. All rock and roll fans need to get a dose of Rene Hall. Then they need to dig around and check out his other work too. He offers a mine of quality guitar work across music history. That needs more attention. I want to see a full documentary on this guy. The Monster Box of Rockabilly. It's quite a title. It's quite a box. This one is from Floating World. Wow! I could end the review right there, actually. Brief, but to the point, you might say. To expand upon my one-word statement, what we have here is a clamshell box packed with 12 CDs featuring familiar stars like Carl Perkins, but it's the lesser names that take the eye here, such as the Dazzlers, Dick Glasser, Tommy Bell, Narvel Feltz, David Starr, Jack Kitchen and many, many more. And let's not forget Ray Orbison. Okay, that's a misprint from the included booklet, but it did have me researching my socks off for a moment there. I do wish that Floating World had refrained from trying to print the entire track listing on the rear of this box though. The print is so small you'd need to upgrade the Hubble to see the 315 names penned here. And yes, that's how many songs are stuffed into this wonderful set. This Rockabilly feast is an education, let me tell you. This is a genre in a box, a cultural event in ones and zeros, a stupendous collection of often obscure and hard to find notables. Reporting on the mastering for this one is vaguely redundant. The overall job from Floating World has been a good one, let's say, but really the original source is dominant here in terms of final sound quality. The range is vast in sonic terms, from superb to poor, but such is the content, even the poor original masters sound wonderful in atmospheric terms, if nothing else. A masterly collection, and one that all rockabilly, rock and roll and general rock fans need in their lives. And that's me done. Hope you liked the mix of vinyl and CDs. Thank you very much for sticking with me till the end. Don't forget to check out the description box down below. There's a host of links down there, lots of social media platforms I'm a resident within, also a link to my site, all kinds of content on there, and also my Patreon page, lots of exclusive content on that one. Hopefully you can join me on the next video. Until then, bye bye for now.